Hey everybody, welcome to the 4th episode of 33rd Street Knits. My name is Teresa. I am your host. You can find me on Ravelry as Soy Journalista. Check out my projects. You can like all my favorites. You can ask me questions about what I've done, why I use that kind of yarn, that kind of thing. So this is a podcast mostly about knitting, but today we're kind of deviating a little bit. So if you're expecting a ton of knitting projects, it's not happening today. I mean, it is, but we're gonna kind of deviate. I've got a lot to talk about in cross stitch and some other things later. So anyway, welcome. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, make sure that you do. That way you can get all of the updates for when this uploads instead of trying to find it on Facebook or however you found it, okay? If you want to stay in touch, you have to subscribe. So without further ado, let's get into our finished objects. I'm going to start with knitting finished objects first and then move on from there. So you guys have seen my flax light that I made. I showed this off last week. But I'm showing it again because there's a reason, right? As I told you last week, my sister is having a boy. His name is Cooper, and their baby shower is Saturday. The nursery is space themed, so naturally I had to deviate from that. Not that there's anything wrong with space, but there's not really a lot to knit when it comes to space. It's like, oh, what do I, planet? It's Saturn's rings. So I decided to go with a hockey theme. So Cooper's dad, which is my brother-in-law, James, is a huge Washington Capitals fan. So I thought this yarn, which is from Knitted Wit, which is a great yarn. I thought it fit perfectly with that. So it's red, white, and blue. I know it looks a little purpley. It's blue. It's whatever. So I knit him the sweater, but I figured, I was like, that's not enough. That's not enough for my little nephew. So what I ended up doing was doing a whole hockey theme. So I ended up making little baby hockey skates. What? Look at these. They are so cute. These turned out so much better. There's two. Obviously, you can't just make one booty, right? I'm just kind of fluffing it. There we go. Aren't they adorable? They're a little bit bigger than what I would want, but they're so cute. I don't care. They can just have them as decoration, as far as I'm concerned. Isn't that just the cutest? So this worked out really well. Okay, the pattern, which you will see in letters right now. It's actually knitted flat. So what you do is you knit the bottom of the booty first. I know it's hard to see, but you knit the bottom of the booty first, and then you work the toe, and then it's actually, because it's worked flat, then you bind off and sew up the seams. So the only seams you have are right here in the front, and then right in the back. And I just whip stitch that. Let me see if I can, I don't know if that's gonna, yeah, you can kind of see it. I just whip stitch that in the back. You probably can't see it, which is the point, right? You're not supposed to see your seams. And then right in the front, yeah, you can't see the seams there. But awesome pattern. It's all minus these little purl columns that you can't really, there you go. Minus the purl columns, it's all knit stitches, and again, it's worked flat, so even if you don't do double points or magic loop, circulars, that's what I meant. But either way, just so cute. I'm so excited. I'm really excited for this one. I'm really, really excited for her to open this. Or I might, if James is going to be there, I might make him open it. I'll be like, Tina, you've opened like presents for 2 kids already. This is more James themed. You know, it's your boy, it's your first son. You gotta have something special. So, hockey skates, they're just so cute. I'm not too happy with how the blades turned out. I mean, they're cute, but I don't know. I'm just kind of, I don't know. I expected them to be a little bit sharper looking. And by that I don't mean like an actual skate. I mean like more smooth, more like whatever. It's a little jankety jank right there. This one's not as bad. And this one was my first one. So whatever. So, but I'm if there is a hockey or ice skating fan in your family, you need to make these for their baby because they're just adorable. Ah, so much better than regular baby booties. So much better. So, not done with the hockey theme. I don't know how I feel about this one. I really don't know how to feel about this one. But it's too late. It's already finished. It's the knitted Stanley Cup. Yeah. Okay. For one, okay, so it's done in the round. Okay, so there's no seaming on this. So for one, it's easy. It's easy pattern to do, but I feel like any way I stuff this, it's gonna look wrong. I feel like it's not solid enough. I don't know. I can't even describe exactly what the hell that means. I think I need it to be, you know, stiff, tears, you know, and it's just kind of like pregnant. Pregnant. Meh. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's not what I pictured in my head, of course. It's never what I picture in my head. It's not a bad little pattern, though. It's cute. It's cute. I actually finished this last night, and I was laughing hysterically. I was like, I don't know if this might be an epic fail. And it might be an epic fail, but you know what? It's too late now. This thing is getting wrapped, and it's going to the baby shower regardless. They're going to be like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this thing? What is this thing? I'm not 100% happy with it. I don't know. And I'm not done with it yet because they don't tell you how to like end the pattern or like how to seam it up because there is no seaming. They don't have a pattern for the bottom, which I think is incomplete. If you're going to put a pattern out, then you need to say, hey, by the way, it has no bottom, or hey, you know, crochet a thing and attach it. They don't tell you that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up around the edges. Okay, by the way, the cats are around, so Poe is being stupid right now, making noises. Shush. They're wanting to fight again. So if they fight again, they might get banned from podcasting in the craft room. So think about that. Think about it. So anyway, I'm going to pick up the stitches with a crochet hook and just crochet in the round and just kind of close it in like on the fly. And I'm not really sure how that's going to work. I really just do not. So I thought you guys might have seen, this is a toilet paper roll, because she said, oh, I put a roll in here, so it's up here at the top. I don't really have anything at the bottom. I might mess around and cut up a cereal bowl, or not cereal bowl, a cereal box, and see if I can get this to not look so pregnant. Would be nice. But I'm gonna experiment. So this will actually, the reason I'm showing you this, even though it's incomplete, is because it will be gone on Saturday. And I will have to let you know what she thinks of it. If it's a failure, it's a failure. Like, the worst they can go is, what the fuck, Teresa? What the fuck? That's not even a knitted Stanley Cup. That's stupid. So the worst they can do is hate it, and then I bring it home and I have my own little knitted Stanley Cup. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Comment. Let me know what you think. Is it an epic fail? Is it not an epic fail? I don't know. I'm not going to know till Saturday. So, yeah, there's that. That's what you get for knitting on projects at, 1 a.m. It's fine. It's all fine. It's fine. It's wonderful. Where's my notes? There they are. Oh, I was going to move on to whips, but I actually have one more finished object. So, remember how I showed you the jelly roll? That's what I'm talking. I'm like, my brain. Oh. I showed you the autumn looking jelly roll. Well, let me show you the quilt. It's so cute, you guys. Let's see if I can get. Oh, yeah. There we go. You can't really see the fabrics very well from here, but check it out. Oop. I'm short. I can't help it. So let me bring it up a little closer so you can actually see the fabric. There you go. So I got leaves and pumpkins, and it just kind of goes through the whole gamut of stuff. It's a little circusy looking because of the polka dots and the stripes. I feel like it kind of, I don't know, I feel like it takes away a little bit, but I like it. I really, really like it. So that is a Moda. Hold on, let me put this away. There we go. That's a better way to do it. Ooh. Yeah, it's a little circusy. It's alright. We'll live. So, that is, oh. Sorry, neighbor. I bumped it with my knee. This is a super old jelly roll. It's from Moda. It's Fall Back in Time. I bought this years ago. Probably from Charlotte's So Natural in Newton, Kansas. Let's see, it's got the Moda thing on it. So this was really enjoyable. This was a more enjoyable experience than the first jelly roll that I did on my brand new sewing machine. I have some complaints. Mostly about these. All of this had to be cut off, selvage. I saved it just for the podcast so I could not sound like an asshole. All of these selvages had to be cut off of these strips before I could sew them, because like this one, let me see if I can Do you see the holes in that? I can't keep that in a quilt. That's unacceptable. And it goes pretty, some of them go pretty far in with the holes. I don't know if you can see that, but the holes are right here on this edge. I was like, what the fuck, Moda? Like, this is not cool. I love Moda stuff. Yeah, you might be able to see that right here on this edge. I was not happy with that. I think if you buy a jelly roll, let me put this down. I think if you buy a jelly roll, that thing should be ready to roll. You unroll it, you go. There's no cutting salvages, you know, none of that. And I discussed this earlier today in Knitting Guild with someone, and she's like, yeah, and if you're doing something based on that full strip, now you've lost fabric. And in a jelly roll race quilt, that's not, you know, it's not going to make or break you. It's probably, in fact, it's probably going to off-kilter stuff a little bit better for you, but I'm not happy with it because literally every single strip I had to cut. One end had the salvage and the other end had the little poked holes, and I'm not happy with that, Moda. I'm not happy with that. So I'll probably buy, at some point, I'll probably buy another Moda jelly roll and see how that treats me. Maybe I got a fluke. Maybe I got a fluke. But if I get a second one and it's just like that, I will not be buying any more Moda jelly rolls, just because that's not going to work for me. Also, I want to try to get into more advanced beginnery stuff, and if I can't rely on that strip being full, I can't buy those jelly rolls, you know, to do my project. I have to, you know, if it means half square triangles or whatever, then I'm gonna need that, right? So come on, Moda. Come on, Moda. I love Moda stuff, so please, next one I get, please, please, please be better. So that's my last finished object that I finished. Last finished object I finished, duh. So we'll move on to works in progress. Whips. Whips! I showed this last week. I'm going to show this very briefly. I've done nothing on it. 4 rows. I've done 4 rows on it. Yeah! Okay, so this is Evie's, my nephew, my niece, Evie. Evangeline! That's what her, okay, so that's what her real name is. We call her Evie. But every time I have to say her full name, I scream it Southern style. Because if you've ever watched Princess and the Frog, it's the Disney movie with Tiana as the princess and she just gets the frog and all this. They've got a little lightning bug. He's like the cutest little Cajun. And he just flies around and he sings this whole song about his love, who is dead. And now she's in the moon or something, but her name is, the whole song goes, Ma Belle Evangeline. So every time I see Evie and I want to be obnoxious, I say, Evangeline! Evangeline! I'm just like, oh, it's such a proper Southern name, and you just have to scream it sometimes. If her name was Savannah, I'd probably do the same. Savannah! I'd probably do the same thing. It doesn't matter. But thanks, Princess and the Frog. Thanks, Disney, because now I have an excuse. But anyway, so yeah, I literally did. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, I did like 4 rows. Because I put that on as a inch marker thing. Yeah. No. Will I get more of it done this week? Yes, absolutely. But no, I was working so much on Cooper's stuff, and then the quilt I actually did on my birthday, which I'll get to. Bet you didn't know it was my birthday, did you? Nope, bet you didn't. But I was busy doing other stuff, so I was like, whatever. Oh, and I did some cross stitch, which took up a lot of my give a shit this week. So I did not give a shit about this poor little sweater. It's fine. Now that the hockey stuff is done-ish, I can focus more on this, and then probably gonna cast on for that blue that I showed you guys last week, that blue sweater, the blue flax light. So let me back up a little bit. For those of you who don't watch this podcast, not this podcast, but the podcast I'm going to talk about, it's called Knit Girls. Again, that's going to be on my screen. One of my go-to podcasts for sure. I watch them, and they have an event going on right now called Stash Dash. So Stash Dash basically consists of, from August 27th, nope, stop, back up, from May 27th to August 27th, which is less than 2 weeks away, you basically try to hammer out and finish as many objects as you can in your stash. So with some knitters, for those of you who don't knit or who aren't aware of like intense knitters and how we are, a lot of people have a lot of works in progress. So you might have a couple sweaters going, you might have a couple scarves, a few shawls, that kind of thing. During Stash Dash, they want you to basically, because it's summertime, everybody's out of school, vacations, that kind of thing, they want you to kind of dash through those things, knit them up, get them done. So there is a whole Ravelry group and a whole thing. You sign up and you do yardage and that kind of thing. I am unofficially doing it. So in the next 2 weeks, I want to get a lot more stuff done, just because I want to reach that deadline, just to see how much I can actually get done during the summer months. I was kind of like, you know what? It's so much better than like a tour de fleece or like a tour de sock, that kind of thing, where it's like intense. It's so like intense in such a short time, because I feel like if you miss one day, you're done. Like tour de fleece basically is you spin every day during the tour, or you have your own personal goals, but it's only during Tour de France, which is what, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And I always feel like such a loser because I never start right, or I never keep up with it. But I feel like Stash Dash has been this really cool thing where it's like, I've got months and months and months to just kind of focus and try to get these things done. And I've actually cleared out a whole lot of stuff because I've been like, I can't start anything new. I gotta Stash Dash. So I'm unofficially doing that. So at the end of the 2 weeks, and this is why I'm telling you, is because at the end of those 2 weeks, I'm gonna go through a whole list. I might do a separate video of all the projects that I've done. And for me, Knit Girls is doing all yarn stuff. They're doing, knitting, crochet, spinning, that kind of thing. I am as well. However, I've added cross-stitch projects and books on there. I've also, now I might as well add sewing on there as well, because I did 2 quilt tops. So I might do a separate video for that, but I'll let you know. So anyway, if you're interested in Knit Girls, again, go visit them on YouTube. They're fantastic. They're funny. They kind of banter back and forth on each other, and I super enjoy it. I subscribe and I watch every new episode. Like, I wait on the weekly. I'm like, where is my video? And I have an update today and I'm going to watch it. So I'm super excited. So Stash Dash, it's coming. It's coming. So you saw the flex light. Okay, let's talk about cross stitch. This is going to be lengthy, okay? And it's a little involved just because I'm not sure everybody knows what terms mean and such. So, okay, so we'll get into the easy one. Work in progress. Again, these are all works in progress. So this is my Beauty and the Beast that I showed you from before. And as you can probably not tell, because you probably don't remember, it's fine. It's fine. I was super worried about this edge here going further than my fabric. Let me not fool you, okay? That is the edge of the fabric. Yeah, I'm not gonna count that because it's making me nervous. So I went through, I got the chart out and I stacked, you know, the edge of the chart pages, and I was like, okay, where's the furthest one? And that is the furthest one. So, oh, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. I did whip stitch the edge, just because I could not zigzag that on the machine and be 100% sure I wasn't going to get into those stitches, or that it would be too far in, that a framer would be like, well, I've only got a 1/4 inch, I can't work with that, and then I would probably kill someone at that point. So yeah, there's that. So real crappy whip stitch, but it's keeping the fabric together, and it's doing what it's supposed to, so I'm not complaining. I need to move this to, this is called a Q-snap. So it's just, it looks kind of like a PVC frame. Hold up. PVC frame, you put your stuff on it, and then you just kind of snap that down. That's why it's called a Q-snap. I need to move this to a smaller one because I'm finding it, because that edge keeps popping off. And I'm really close to the edge. It's just uncomfortable to work with. So that's, I don't know if that's going to be happening this week or not, or whatever. I just kind of, I pick it up and I put it down. I pick it up and put it down. I'm really close-ish to a page finish. So this section, okay, look, I say I'm close-ish. That's not close. It doesn't feel close. But yeah, I'm liking it. And then right here, so once I get done here, I'm gonna work this whole section before I even move down because of this. I want to make sure I don't do anything crazy that will mess this up. So, and then right here is gonna be Belle and the Beast, so I need to hurry up on that one. So yeah, a little bit of progress, nothing crazy. So here's where I get lengthy. So I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. It's my podcast, damn it. Do what I want. For those of you who are not aware, I am obsessed with Heaven and Earth Designs, okay? heavenandearthdesigns.com. They are full coverage, full cross pieces that are amazing, okay? In fact, I will insert a picture of one here. So, you kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about, right? I have bought so many of these patterns. When they have a sale, I hit the sale. I'm like, oh, half off, hell yeah, because they're digital downloads. You just digitally download them, you print off the PDFs, and then you can just work from there. They are so pretty, but let me explain to you, as someone who does things with gaps in them, okay? A full coverage, okay, first off, a full coverage piece means every single square from wherever it's measured. Let's say it's a 10 by 10. That 10 by 10 would be all entirely covered. Every single square in that 10 inch by 10 inch is going to have a full cross in it, okay? Within that, you have some color changes. So you have what's referred to as confetti, which, if you can imagine throwing confetti up in the air and then putting that on a chart where it's like, it's all little stuff everywhere, but not blocks. Like this one has blocks of color. The confetti is just kind of like all over the place. And it's different, and it's not only just one color that's like that, it's several different colors that are just all over the place. And then you have things that are referred to as ninja stitches. Ninja stitches are like stitches that are maybe one, or you only have one or two of that color in right here, then 5 inches later it's down here and you have maybe a bigger block, but it's only like 2 stitches, which is like crazy ridiculous, but it works for a high, they're called Haeds, H-A-E-Ds, Haeds. So you got confetti, ninja stitches, and on top of that, they're very sizable, okay? Very sizable. They can come in a reasonable size. They have story keepers, which are like bookmarks. They have ornament sizes. They have what's referred to as quick stitches, which that's kind of, it's a little deceiving because it's not quick in any way. It's just on a smaller scale, or it's just a portion of a bigger picture. And those are what were like an 8 by 10 or something like that. That would be like a medium-sized piece. Then you have regular pieces that can be huge. And when I say huge, I'm talking 20, 30, depending on your fabric count. Like I work on 18, so that bumps everything up. You can have like 30-inch wide, tall pieces depending on these pieces. And then you have categories called supersized, which is just what it means, where it's, I've seen pictures on Facebook where it's, someone is like my height, which is like 5 feet, and they're holding fabric from their head to their toe plus. That's insanity. I don't know if I'm gonna reach that level, but that's crazy. But it's awesome at the same time, because what you're doing is you're not making just little, okay, so you're not making cutesy little charts, okay? You're not doing like, you know, Beauty and the Beast and this kind of thing, you know, where it's like, oh, you know, I can maybe get that done in a month, or I can do, nope, no. Haeds are a commitment, okay? Let me not put you off of them. They're so super fun, but at the same time, they are a commitment. Let me show you one. Okay, so I'm currently working on, it's called QS Candle Lights. And I will put a picture right here. So, you get the idea of what it's supposed to look like, okay? And I don't know how this is going to work with the lights, okay? So just bear with me. This is as far as I've gotten. So not super far, considering I have, I think it's 12 pages of full, yeah. I have 12 pages like this, okay? So when you start, this is why this is taking forever, because I'm trying to get to a point. When you start a Haed, you have to commit to a way to do it. Most cross stitchers will do cross country, where you take a color and you just kind of travel with it. Pick a color, travel with it, okay? And I did, and that's why there's so much black on this, is that's how I started this project. Was I was like, okay, I'm gonna go cross country with it. You know, there's a lot of black. I was just gonna start with some black and just work my way, which is what I did. I got bored with it. And I was like, and then, you know, once you're done with that big black section, now you're stuck with this confetti, right? You can see, look at all these. That's not even close to how many color changes I had on there, okay? So what I did was there is a thing called parking technique. Essentially what it means, let me get my chart. Essentially what it means is you work from left to right, from column to column, all the way down. And within your little space, let's say you have an X, a symbol X. You work your symbol X all in that space. And then when you're done with this space, you'll park in the next X space, wherever the next X is, the closest one to the top, with your thread. That's what is happening with these little guys, okay? So then, see, I parked all these threads. So this is the first, that little space between the threads and the other block. That's gonna be my first row of the next square. And that way, I can already pick up my thread. I can just put a needle on it and just start with that symbol. And I can go, oh, I'm gonna work here, and then I'm gonna work that. If you're confused as to what the hell I'm talking about, there are a ton of cross stitch videos on the parking technique. Watch a few and get the gist of it. But I want to finish a high edge so bad. They're beautiful pieces that are just, they look great framed. There are so many different themes. So Heaven and Earth Designs, it's more of like a fantasy base type thing, so dragons and fairies and witches and that kind of thing. But they have classical Van Gogh and Michelangelo and things like that that I bought. Again, I bought a supersized max color, which means as many colors as they could get that still look good. Supersized max color Van Gogh Starry Night. It looks like this. I have also bought supersized max color Magellanic, I can't say it, clouds. Looks like this. And I want to get these things done. I want to get these done. So I figure the parking technique, for one, goes so fast. And then you're, okay, when you're working a high ed, all you can think of in your head is, oh my freaking God, I have so many pages. It's overwhelming, for one. You just look at all these pages and you're like, oh my God, what have I done? Like, there's the second page. Yeah, like I'm literally got that done on the second page, and I got all this to go through. It is intimidating as hell. So to have a technique, one, that takes the thinking out of it, two, makes it mechanical, and three, simplifies it, is so much better than a cross country. I don't have to think about what color's next. I don't have to think about what direction I'm going. I don't have to do any of that. I just have to worry about my two little squares at a time. And there are people who do, like, they might do the four block parking. I might experiment with that later. Right now, I just want to go through this column I just want to go all the way. I actually want to go the entire page length. I just want to go the whole, not page length, the whole project length. So this page and then the next page, I want to just do it column by column, or at least the very first column. I'm gonna go all the way down with it. And for me, is just taking all the thinking out of it. It's more of a mechanical thing. It's just like, okay, that color's next, this color's next, and then do I have a thing? Yep, I've got another. They're in the next square down. Cool. That's all I have to think about. I don't have to think about anything going on over here. I don't have to think about any of that, right? Except, oh my God, I'm so excited. I want to go do the rest of it. But I don't have to think about anything other than these two columns. And that breaks it down and makes it so much simpler and so much easier to manage. Because if I go, hey, I want to get 1 square done a night, then I can get 1 square done a night, and it's very manageable. Or hey, I want to get a column done a week. Okay, there's your column, go for it. Instead of what I've done in the past is do, oh hey, I'm gonna do a page a week. What kind of nightmare would that be? Hell no. So, no. So to do and don't get me wrong, people do them cross country and they're very successful at it. I am not one of those people. I needed to find this parking technique. I thank God. Thank God for these. So this is quick stitch candle lights. I have an idea of who I want to give it to. I don't think I'm going to say who I want to give it to. If I give it to anybody at all, because if I finish a high ed and it looks amazing, I might change my mind. So, I also, ooh, I want to take those out of there. So I've also kitted up. So that means I've taken all my color floss and put it in the same, in their own little organizer for this project. I did do that before. I'll get to that. I'll get to that with this one. I did do it before and I was like, but I'll never find my colors for other projects. And then it occurred to me that I'm not working on any other projects that require me to go shift through my floss. So why the hell wouldn't I just take it out of my big containers, which are right here, boop, right there. I have a full collection of DMC. Well, I don't have the fancy pants ones, I have the regular colors. But I was like, I'm not doing a crap ton of high eds. I have 2, okay, that are actually on right now. But I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna kit it up. Screw it. Who cares? And then I did it for the other one, which is called Quick Stitch Slavic Girl. Boop. I actually made a note in my colors, like, hey, if you can't find it, it's in this kit. So I've got a bunch with the star. So I know. So between the 2 containers, I've got my 2 high eds. Works for me. Works for me. So I'm going to show you. So here's a picture of Quick Stitch Slavic Girl. And I have not gotten far. So I haven't worked on this at all since I started it. And this was, oh God, coming up on 2 years. Yeah. That's all I've gotten done on that. Yeah. That is not effective. Let me tell you what. So on the, oh, there we go. Isn't she pretty? But you can see with the cross country where it's all gobbledygooked. And I got some colors and what a mess. So I might experiment with doing maybe a 6-column parking. I don't think I will actually. I'll probably do like I'll probably stick to the 4x4 and just work my way down. Now this one, for those of you who don't know me, I am of Polish-Russian descent. So my grandfather is going to get this when it's done because he's 1,000% Polish, as is my grandmother. So, but I really wanted to do this one for him. So I really want to get it done and, you know, get a really nice frame on it and have it hang up at his house because I think he can, I think he would like that. I think he can appreciate a cute little Polish girl. Right, Babci? Yep. So those are my two Heaven and Earth designs. And I'm so excited and so happy that Parking Technique is working out for me. I am thrilled beyond belief that I have a technique that is going to work for me. So if you haven't done a Heaven and Earth design, first off, you need to go to the website. Even if you don't cross stitch, go to the website, go to Charts by Artist, and just look at how many different designs and how many cool things they have going on there. It's amazing. And people, like I said, people have done these big, huge deals. They're just awesome. They're just so, so awesome. So go to heavenearthdesigns.com, check out the designs. If you have questions or you want to start a high-end and you have no idea where to start, hit me up. I'd be more than happy to help you out. They're so, so fun. So now that I know that the Parking Technique works on that kiss cross stitch, this is right here. That's going to be the next thing that gets busted out because I need to get that thing out of my life and out of my face. I cannot handle it. It's this little monkey on my back that's like, you haven't finished this for Josh in 2 years. And I'm like, I know. I'm aware. So I need to get that done. So that's it for all my whips, I believe. So, cool stuff. I mentioned earlier, it was my birthday. August 12th. It's my birthday. Did anybody do anything for my birthday? Kind of. I took the day off work and I didn't really do anything because nobody really remembered it was my birthday. So it's okay. My boyfriend, Bobby, who you heard on the last podcast, got me the cutest stuff. Okay, so let me say this about Bobbert. He's one of these dudes, I will never get diamond encrusted earrings or like a brand new car from him. That's not the type of gifts he gives. He gives very small, very personal gifts, okay? And I love them. The first Christmas we were together, I want to say we were together. I don't know if we were friends. I can't remember. But the first time we did Christmas, he got me, I shoot guns. He got me this awesome little Glock range bag. And inside of it, like, that's cool. Like, oh, she shoots guns. I'll get her this. That's cool. Not only because it's, you know, it's my favorite type of gun, but inside of it, he had this Yoda candy cane, and it was just a little bit more personal. So that's how Bobby rolls. Okay, I love him. He gets me. So he got me 3 little things for my birthday. First off, I drive a Toyota. So he got me a Toyota sticker. So we're going to put that on the back of the car. When it stops raining and I actually wash the car, I will do that. I have to figure out where I'm going to put it. It's cute. Then, I've actually already used this one. This is a, like an external battery charger thing for your phone. It's Chewbacca. I love it. Chewbacca. And it's almost, it's not fuzzy, like fuzzy, but it kind of feels a little fuzzy, which makes me happy. I used this for Pokemon Community Day on my birthday. It was that special Eevee Community Day event. I went out for like 4 hours with my mom, and I totally needed this thing. It worked really good. So, love that. I've already used it. And then this one is crazy. It's kind of knitted related. So, you saw my cats in last week's episode where they were battling each other. I'm just gonna show you. He got me socks with my cat's freaking head on it. Look at this. That is legit 100%. That is Poe. That is my cat. That's not a picture of a Maine Coon. That is Poe. And he got these. I'm gonna have him tell me what website he got them from. So I can show you guys. They are the cutest things in the world. I'll tell you what though. Okay, so Bobby is a cat guy. He has more pictures of my cats than of me, okay? Tad bit jealous about that. But he's like, I had to find the right picture. I had to find just the right picture for him. And he has 50,000 pictures of my cat. I don't know how you could not find the right perfect picture for it. So, yeah, that's what Bobby got me for my birthday. Super cute. My mom gave me money, which I'm happy about. I'm going to probably use that when I go see the Orioles in Kansas City, if anybody's going. I'll be doing that. My friend Matt and Jane. Jane is studying for her CPA deal, which God be with you on that, because me and numbers, if it's not 2 + 2, don't talk to me. But she sent her husband Matt, who was my first, like, we're all friends anyway. They gave me a gift card, $25 gift card, and then I've been looking for a Bluetooth wireless speaker, and Matt gave me one of his old ones. So it's got a little clippy deal. You can clippy it on to whatever if you're working in the yard or in the yard. And that's pretty much what I want it for, is just to listen to music while I'm in my yard. So, yay! And it's yellow and it's somewhat water resistant. He told me, he's like, water resistant, not waterproof. And I was like, okay, I won't jump in the pool with it and electrocute myself. Not that I have a pool, but God, I wish. So, that being said, so that's gifts everybody got me. I always buy myself something, and I hate myself for doing this, but I kept thinking to myself, so like in the past, I've bought drop spindles, fiber, I bought little things for myself, and I was like, okay, that's cool, And this year I was like, okay, what am I going to buy myself? Because nobody knows what I want more than me. And the only thing I could think of in my brain was Lady of the Flag. Lady of the Flag. We gotta have Lady of the Flag. So I bought Lady of the Flag. You guys, I'm not even gonna tell you how much this was. Let me just put it this way. For all you people who think I'm insane, if you want to see the prices, go on eBay. eBay, Lady of the Flag. You'll get an idea of what I paid. Okay? Lower end. Lower end of what I paid. This is a pattern that was put out for 9/11 to benefit the Survivors Fund or the Relief Fund. So September 11th, 2001, right? So it came out in 2001. Y'all, it is 2018 right now. August 2018. So 17 years later, I'm finally getting my hands on this pattern. I've always wanted it. I've always wanted it, but it's been off my radar. In 2001, I wasn't even married or divorced yet. I was 18. 17, 18. I was in college and I wasn't worried about cross stitch. And then it went out of print. Okay. They just re-released this thing. Very limited release. And because of that, people got their hands on them and now they're selling them on eBay. Well, supply and demand, the more supply you have, that price can go down. And that's exactly why I bought it right now. Because if I wait, it's going to be even more money. And I was not happy with the amount of money that I spent on it. But it was my birthday. And I turned 35. And it's a big deal for me. And I wanted to be happy. So who gives a shit? It's my money. So if you don't like it, you can reimburse me. I'll take more money from you. I have a PayPal. But anyway, it's something that made me happy. It's something that I'm going to do. I'm going to work on. So I'm not worried about it. I'm really not worried about it. And you'll probably see, I want to get some other stuff done before I even think about starting Lady of the Flag, because that's overwhelming with the fabric. They actually have color conversions for the dress where she's, you saw the gold. They have a color conversion where she's wearing the green dress. I love the green dress, but I don't know if I'm going to start that first. So there's that. I also bought, and I'm going to have to stand up for this because I'm sitting on it. Yay! Okay, so I bought this. Oh, hold up. There we go. No, I'm going to switch it. Switch. Nope. Well, I don't know how to do that. But anyway, it's a piano stool. And look at these. They are claw feet. How cool is that? Claw feet with little glass dealies on the bottom. Pedals, or what have you. Hi, Rooney. What do you want? I bought that thinking it would be a spinning chair. It's a little bit of more of a rigid straight back. Spinning chair is a little bit more like this way. So spinning chair fail, but that's okay because I have this sewing cabinet and my machine, and it worked fantastic for that. And I just love it. It's just an old it's an old stool that I found off Facebook. So I love it. So yeah, that's it for this week. I gotta get out of the door. I have to go downtown to Wichita Knitters Guild. We're doing hats tonight. I gotta get down there before they start. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you hit me up with it, especially with the whole parking high ed thing. I would love to get somebody brand new into that because you're just going to be obsessed. So anyway, you guys have a great week. I will podcast again. And until then, talk to you guys later. Bye.